You're watching today's training because you're in the unknown. You're in that scary part on your journey where you're creating your dream self, you're accomplishing a goal, yet you're in that scary part, right? It's the unknown. Things are messy. You're going through a lot of stress, a lot of tension, a lot of doubt. Old limiting beliefs might be picking up. This is for you today. And this training is going to start out with this one beautiful quote that's going to carry us all the way. And that quote is, "The path to hell is very comforting and joyous. The path to hell looks like heaven, and the path to heaven looks like hell." And that's the exact theme of today's training, guys. Let me start off with sharing with you a story. Okay, a story about my first kind of transition. You often feel like when you're creating your dream self, you might be feeling confused right now. Like, why am I so miserable? Why am I struggling? Why am I so scared? Why are things so hard for me? Like, why can't it just be easy like the way it just was? I get it. I've gone through it many times. I'm going through it right now in my journey. And that's why I want to create today's training, because I know someone out there is struggling with this as well. And if you have this future foresight, it's going to make this journey so much easier for you. So when I was first building Coach Hayward, for those who don't know, my dream, what I want to create in this world is I want to help people become their dream selves, their absolute best dream selves. So when I was first taking the leap to build Coach Hayward, I was going through this phase. And rewind 8 or however many years ago, I think it's like 5-6 years ago now, I was working 2 different jobs. So I was working a carpentry job, I was doing roofing. I think I might have been doing personal training on the side at this time as well. And I remember when I was showing up to this roofing job, and I would go there and I would just constantly be obsessing about what I actually want to do. Constantly obsessing about helping people, creating my own dream, making Coach Hayward into something. And I would just ponder over it and ponder over it and ponder over it and just nonstop thinking about it because it was my dream. It was meant for me. And I was at this job and I knew I wasn't meant to be there. I knew it wasn't aligned. I knew something was off, like this was just out of alignment. It was just off on the path that I was actually meant to be on. And as I worked there, I would feel extremely sick to my stomach. Super sick. I could barely eat. I was depressed, feeling like I was just very, very off. I wasn't myself. It was like the universe was almost pulling me. It was like, hey, you want to go this way. You want to go this way. The feeling, what you desire is this way over here, right? It's over here. But the actions I was taking in my life was going the opposite way, the other way. And it was like I was getting pulled. Like the crappy feeling, getting eaten up my stomach, not being able to eat and stuff, it was pulling me this way. Okay, it was the fear, it was the scared feeling of entering that unknown. But then my soul, the desire in me was like, no, jump into that unknown. This is meant for you. All right, this is a calling. Like you got to chase that calling. And I was getting pulled in so many directions, and a lot of that pulling was just, it's the way our brains work, right? Because essentially our brains are created to keep us safe and secure. So when we know we're stepping out into our hero's journey, instantly you're gonna feel a bunch of fear, doubt, worry. And what I would suggest we look at that as a test. It's the first test of many. Are you gonna step back into your old self and allow things to keep going the way they're going, where it might be easier, quote unquote, it might be a lot more comforting right now, but it's also filled with regret. It's filled with an unfulfilled life. It's filled with, just living in that comfort zone, a lack of growth. Do you want to kind of sell off that dream for that comfort and that safety? Or do you want to go into this hero's journey? And the hero's journey is where you're stepping into the unknown, where you're stepping into that idea, that dream, that goal that you have, and you don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know what's going to happen in the journey. You don't know if you're going to be safe. You don't know what's going to happen. And you're experiencing all this fear, and all these like signals are going off in your body and your mind, trying to drag you back. And that's the first decision. Will we decide to go backwards to the known and keep going through what we've always been going through that we don't want? Or will this time we truly step into that hero's journey and kill off our old self and create this new self? You see, that's why you're feeling destroyed right now. That's why creating your dream is destroying you. It's supposed to. Where we go wrong in this journey is that we expect it's supposed to be this easy path because we're following the dream. It's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be effortless. Why isn't this so fun every single day? It's because you're not fully there yet. So what you have to do is you have to literally destroy and defeat your old self, your old ways of thinking, believing about yourself, feeling about yourself, your old routines, habits. All of that has to go. If you want to create this new version of yourself, right? If we want to, imagine them for a second. They're at the dream, they're at the goal. They probably think, feel, act differently. So in order to get there, we need to become them. We need to create them, right? We don't just instantly become it. We have to create it. And that's why there's so much resistance and pulling going on. And this is where a lot of people fall short because they get so scared of that unknown. They don't know how to navigate it. They don't know that it's actually a part of the journey. And they have, society, friends, family, putting things in their minds. It's not working. Look where you're at. You're not successful. You're not getting there. You're not following the path that everybody else should be following. Why don't you just stop and come hang out with us? And look, why are you eating like that? Come out and enjoy a lunch with us. You get all these you're getting pulled in all these directions, right? And it's like this direction, the dream is there. You see it, you feel it, you've been dreaming about it for so long, but you're not getting the rewards right now. You're in the season of growth and creation. You're not in the season of summer where you're reaping your rewards of the work that you put in, right? The farmer has to go plant the seeds, then they have to be patient and they have to, nurture those seeds. And then one day they get to cut their crops and they get the rewards for it. It's the same thing here for creating our dream self. We have to do the digging, the messy work. We have to start that, taking action on it, right? Learn from the mistakes, get better. And then we have to be patient. We have to give it time. We're not going to see the results overnight. So we have to be patient. We have to give it time. We have to nurture our new creation, our new selves, and keep taking action, momentum in that area. And then we have to think and attract it. Because if we start thinking negatively, if we stop believing in ourselves, right? If we stop the positivity, we start feeding the fear and the doubt, and we get crawled back into it. And this is why oftentimes as you're creating a new version of you, a goal and a dream, you'll notice old friends gotta go. Because old friends, what they typically do is they'll try to remind you of who you used to be, try to drag you back to who you used to be. Not their fault, it's just that's who you are. Right? It's how you thought, how you acted, how you are. So oftentimes as we create our new selves, we're kind of shedding past the old version of ourselves. So let this be a reminder that if you are going through chaos right now, as you're changing yourself, you're accomplishing your goal, your dream, whatever it may be, just know that you're exactly where you need to be. And you asked for all this. You asked for everything. If, like the saying goes, I asked God to be strong, so therefore he gave me challenges to overcome so you can get stronger, right? You're not just given strength. So same thing with the dream. We're not just going to be given it, right? Technically, we are given it. It's yours, but you need to deal with your illogical brain and your animalistic ways of being scared and fear and doubt, and you need to step into the highest version of yourself, the creator that you're meant to be. Right? The one who gets through the unknown, the one who gets through the challenges, the one who creates themselves better than they were before. That's who you are, and that's who you need to feed. Otherwise, we go back to the same place and we feed the same thing and we get exactly what we don't want. Again, comfortable path leading to hell, right? Or we do it now. We go through the unknown, the dirty, the mess, but we create something that is so much better on the other side. And I'm going through that again right now in my life. And that's why I want to make this train today. So what are some things that you can do in this hero's journey as you're creating your new self, as you're chasing this dream? What are some things that you can do? Number one is you can control your energy as much as possible. And I mean energy in all ways. Where are you spending your money at? Are you spending it on partying rather than investing in the books? Are you spending it on fast food rather than mentorship, gyms, coaches? Okay. What about your time? Are you spending your time watching, TV nonsense? Or are you spending it studying your craft? Right? Energy as in positivity. Are you thinking more of doubt or are you thinking more of growth and positivity? Are you thinking more of all the reasons why your goals are going to fail or all the reasons why they're going to succeed? So where's that energy going? That positivity versus negativity. Other things that you control is keeping your energy safe. Cut the news and the propaganda politics. Control what you can control in your life and then let the rest go. Don't spend 1 minute arguing with people. Control your energy. If someone negative comes into your life, you don't owe them nothing. Now is a season you need to protect yourself and you need to say no. You need all the energy you can grasp as you're entering this new self. So entering a season of saying no can be helpful. Other things that you can do for yourself is physically. You can eat the right food so you have positive energy come into your body. You can sleep well at nighttime so that way you're not feeling groggy, messy, your hormones aren't all over the place, you're clear, calm, collected, ready to attack the day with good, clean energy. You can have a good routine. Clean up your home. Okay, they always say a messy mind, you can tell by looking at your home and your room. I believe that's pretty true. Other things that you can do is, again, routine, setting up weekly goals, areas of focus, be very clear. Like if you have 100% focus on exactly what you want, 100% clarity on not the whole path, because you're never going to know the whole how, right? A part of this amazing journey is the unknown. But you can be clear on what you need to do right now. What's next for actions? Now, other ways is expectations. Expect to win, but also don't expect it to be the easiest thing in the world. Okay? Almost stepping into that warrior mindset of, I'm not quitting. I refuse to quit. It doesn't matter what I have to go through. Doesn't matter how hard it gets. Doesn't matter what life is throwing at me or what life is showing me. Doesn't matter the time it takes. When the why is strong enough, the how becomes easy. When the why is truly strong enough, going through all that will become like nothing. That's what I truly believe. Something that's held me on for all these 8-9 years of building myself and my dream self is the idea of it's all worth it. At the end of the day, when I look back in my life and I create the person I've always wanted to be, that's going to be worth everything to me. So to put in the time and the effort and the days and the struggles and the ups and the downs, I'm willing to go through every single thing because I want that more than anything. So anything else is under that. So therefore, it's all worth it. That's the mindset. You almost have to have delusional beliefs in yourself because oftentimes when you start your goals and your journey, there's not many people in your corner. They always say the journey to success is a lonely road. Now, another thing that you can do though is you can hire people for help. Mindset coaches, even therapists, coaches in general, accountability coaches, trainers. Get experts and people who have what you want. It's the fastest track to success, right? We either are going to spend all of our time and energy trying to figure it out, or we can spend the money, our tool, to get there faster. But I know for me, like I've invested in over like probably 7-8 mentors by now, and it's always been so helpful for me because it makes me better. So therefore I figure out my problems faster. I have more confidence. I have more mental grit. I have more self-belief. That leads me to the next tip. The next thing that you can do is you got to freaking stick to your promises. You can't build this dream version of yourself if you're still cheating yourself, if you're lying to yourself, if you're stabbing yourself in the back. You know if you are. You have to be real with yourself. Why is that important though? Number one is that it takes back your power. When we're a victim in life and we put the blame on everything else but ourselves, we actually remove our power to the point where we don't even think of solutions and opportunities to change our struggles because we're not blaming ourselves. So we don't believe that we need to change. But in fact, it's all on us. It's always your fault. It's always your fault. Take that power. It's okay to suck at first. You have to suck at everything at first when you first get started. But take back that power. Take full responsibility because now you can get yourself out of this mess. Now it's up to you. And if other people can do it, why can't you? Any belief that you have otherwise is a limiting belief or a fear. And it's not serving you to get you to where you want to go. So, another reason to stick to your promises and stick to your words because you need to trust yourself. Having trust in yourself means that you can rely on yourself, that you're confident in yourself, which means that you trust yourself. So when you take actions towards something, you're confident, you trust yourself that you're making the right decision. What often people do is they set these New Year's resolutions and these goals and they don't stick with them. They don't follow through with them. They don't take themselves seriously. And then they get in so much pain in their lives, but they don't trust themselves. They have so much doubt that they just get stuck. They don't change because they don't even think they can. But it all changes with a decision. I'm no longer going to lie to myself. I'm no longer going to cheat myself. I'm sick of stabbing myself in the back. If you had a friend that told you they're going to meet you at the movie theater 6 times and they never showed up, would you show up the 7th time when they told you to come? No. Why? Because you don't trust them anymore. They're not reliable. So stop doing that to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, stick with it no matter what. Because I promise you it is all worth it. And that's what I will share with you for today. And another thing that I will share with you as well is that get surrounded around other people going through this. I'm designing a community right now exactly for people doing this. So you're not alone. So you have the tools, the resources, the education to get across that finish line. Because I needed this when I was struggling, and I always needed it. So I want to create that for you guys as well. So keep following along. It's not done yet, but when it is done, I will be launching it on all my pages. But I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do it. There's no reason why you can't do it. And if you're watching this video, you're here because you want to win. You want to grow. You want to learn. That's why you're watching this. So don't feed the fear. Don't feed, the doubt. If you're going through the stress, the challenges, just know it's just opportunities to keep getting better. But don't you quit because you literally, the only way to fail at what you want is just giving up. That's it. What is one thing all successes have in common? They kept going. They didn't give up. So if you want that as well, do what they do. Stop quitting on yourself. Stop giving up on yourself. Set the vision and then go on your hero's journey. Go through the seasons and come out as your dream self. Come out on top. And at the end of the day, it's up to you. But one thing I can promise you is that it will all be worth it. So if you're going through this season right now, this path, I have so much love and respect. And I'm just sending you amazing thoughts and prayers to win. Because it's needed in these times. It can definitely help. But just remember, you're not alone. You got this. And become the person you want to be. Right now is testing season. Right now is creation season. Right? And a little tough love quote my dad shared with me when I was in my lowest lows was, I remember one time I was failing miserably and I was on my couch and I was just kind of having a panic attack and I was laying there. I haven't showered for a few days. I was a mess. I was a complete mess. And my dad literally said to me, he said, "Are you a man or a mouse? Are you going to sit here and complain on this couch and be a slob? Or are you going to get up and do something about it?" And that was all I needed. And I was like, I'm not a mouse. So my question for you, are you a woman or a man, or are you a mouse? Go make it happen. You got this.